as they meet here in Charlotte. Nick Weiler, junior kickoff specialist, who was #2 nationally in average kickoff distance, will get this season underway. And his big leg sends it deep into the end zone. So let's welcome Connor Mitch and his first college start. Limited experience behind Dylan Thompson last year. Only played in a couple of games. Only had 6 pass attempts. Spurrier noted that he throws a good catchable ball. That is his strength. But as he said, never been tackled. Going to find out a lot about him.
I had a chance to watch him in practice in fall camp, and he does throw catchable passes. You wouldn't say elite arm strength, but he is a very good athlete. He can run the ball just enough to the point that North Carolina defensively tonight is going to have to honor that ability. And you just said the key words, Joe. Making your first start. What are his nerves like early in this game?
Play clock was running down there. You talk about nerves early in a game before he even has his first snap, Jess.
First down.
Kaylee.
And Tess, as you speak about Connor Mitch's nerves, what about Steve Spurrier's breaking in a new quarterback? You could hear him on the sidelines just before that whistle was blown, yelling, "Go, go, go."
Brandon Wilds for a gain of 4.
Now, if you watched North Carolina football a year ago, there was never any chance of deferring to start the game. They wanted their offense on the field. Their defense really struggled. Enter Gene Chizik to this team this year. It's going to be very interesting to watch, see how physical they can be. It's great for them to get that 5-yard penalty early and now have the offense right where they want them.
With Wilds again, as that Carolina defense with Jeremiah Clark and Naz Jones up front doing good work.
Last year,
was a mess, Jesse.
It was one of the worst defenses in ACC history. In comes Gene Chizik as the new defensive coordinator. They're expecting improvements. Now, on 3rd and long, you should be expecting number 11, Pharaoh Cooper for South Carolina. Find out where he's lined up down in the slot.
Here's Mitch's first pass attempt of the game, and it is well overthrown as he was looking for Carlton Hurd. So a 3 and out as Donnie Miles had good coverage that time.
And Jesse just mentioned Pharaoh Cooper. You better have him covered. Look at him getting their hands on him on the line of scrimmage. You're always going to have some kind of help over the top. If I'm Connor Mitch, that's where I'm looking first. And it looked like that was a better option than where he threw the ball. Delay game to start, bad throw there. You hope he can rebound from those mistakes.
And tremendous confidence for North Carolina's defense, guys. First drive of the year, you force a 3 and out.
Sean Kelly sends it up where it's fielded by the always dangerous Ryan Switzer, but the coverage was strong as it was Rod Talley coming down on kick coverage with the tackle. So Marquise Williams, the local guy here at home in Charlotte, went to Mallard Creek High School where he's a star there. Coaches have noted how much more mature he is and consistent on and off the field. You see some of the records he's put up. Only 7 quarterbacks in college football led their team in rushing and passing last year, and Williams was one of them. He's got the sophomore back Elijah Hood with him as they go with the tap pass on the jet sweep with Switzer. And Switzer in the open field is very capable.
This is a great idea. Ryan Switzer, they'd love to find ways to get him the football in the quick game. Bubble screens, reverses. This guy took 5 punts to the house 2 years ago.
Tack on 15 for a personal foul at the end of the run. But you're right, Jesse. He can play in the slot. He can do a lot of things. And Marquise Williams, we talk about him. His consistency is what you need to see. He shows flashes of greatness, and he gets streaky hot. Right there, great job getting an easy play to Ryan Switzer to start. And you get a tack the 15-yard personal foul on top of it.
It was Isaiah Johnson who came in late here. He's the transfer from Kansas who they think is going to help out a lot in that defensive backfield in South Carolina. So 15 yards on that tap pass and 15 more with the penalty. And here is Hood. And he cannot find much room there. Sky Moore with the tackle.
One thing we're going to see from North Carolina, guys, tempo. They love to play fast. That last year they snapped it once every 18 seconds. And in this kind of humidity tonight, how is that going to affect South Carolina's defense?
A little too fast that time as there was some movement.
First down, second down.
Got an ACC officiating crew down on the field. Have an SEC group up in the replays. Jeff Heiser is the referee leading the ACC group. Come wide again this time. As it's Romar Morris, a running back who will often split out. As North Carolina testing that perimeter.
The design of some of these plays too, guys. They're using their speed. They like to run east and west. It's your defense running sideline to sideline. Then they line up quickly again.
And once again, it's Hood. Good work with the running game early on here from North Carolina, down to the 15-yard line.
See a lot of different ways that Larry Fedora, their offensive coordinator, Seth Luttrell, they tried to tire you out as an offense.
Morris now. And he gets it to the 10.
And this is something with North Carolina's offense that you didn't see much success a year ago, them running inside. Everything they did outside was quarterback runs. This takes an offense that averaged 40 a game and really amps it up if they continue to run the ball up the middle.
First and goal. Quickly get it to the outside to Davis. And Quinshot Davis is wrestled down at the 7.
This was the 5th best red zone offense in the country last year. They scored touchdowns on 73% of their drives, and the biggest reason why last year was Marquise Williams. Getting that +1 advantage of quarterback running the football, getting an extra blocker. It's a guy you have to keep your eyes on, certainly right now if you're South Carolina defensively.
Second and goal from the 7 now. Williams going to keep it himself, and he was met at the line of scrimmage that time. Good work from Phillip Dukes, as well as Darius English getting in on Williams.
And as big as it was for North Carolina to get off the field early, South Carolina needs to do the same thing on defense. Remember, new defensive coordinator last year to start the season. It started off on a bad note and continued the whole season. This defense has to show a little better pulse than they have so far last year than through this season.
Tar Heels have been moving downfield early on. Will it stop here or get the payout? Third and goal. Williams intercepted by Sky Moore.
It was an errant throw by Marquise Williams because he never got his feet set. He threw a laser ball instead of a little bit of touch. Take a look at him in the pocket right here as number 12 starts to shuffle up and his feet kind of get erratic. They're never quite set. That ball needed to be thrown high and in the back of the end zone. Sky Moore has some of the best pair of hands of any middle linebacker in the country. That's now his 8th career interception. The South Carolina defense, that is the definition of bend, don't break. 2 good drives on defense early for each of these 2 teams that need build confidence.
Wilds back to work for South Carolina. And he finds a bit of running room on that left side just across the 25 before he's met by Schopper and Miles.
And if I was South Carolina, based on how bad North Carolina was a year ago, I know I got a lot of new guys on offense. I would make them prove that they can stop the run. Got a first-year starting quarterback in his first game, a lot of new faces. Run the ball, make the Tar Heels prove to me that they can be physical and stop me running.
Wilds again, and then again. Just a gain of 1, tackled by Clark.
And he's the guy to do it. I think Brandon Wilds, you're going to see him split time with David Williams, but we've been talking about him for 20 years in South Carolina. It seems like big physical guy has gotten a lot more reps now. He's a hammer. I mean, you've seen him fill in spot duty in big games. against Georgia in the past, and against Tennessee, he's had big-time moments. And you're also going to see this right here with number 11 filling into the QB spot.
Pharoh Cooper, All-America receiver, really a do-it-all guy for South Carolina. As they go Wildcat, and they pitch it underneath, and they read it perfectly as Hurd had nowhere to go. Good surge from Jesse Rogers.
And Joe, that play was doomed from the beginning. Pharoh Cooper wasn't even ready for the snap. It got snapped to him by the center, Alan Knott. Take a look here in the shotgun. Pharoh Cooper's looking out to his left. He's trying to set a motion up. Now the ball, it's a good thing it hit him right in the middle of the numbers, but that could have been disastrous. So the timing of that play was blown up right from the beginning. You've seen a delay a game penalty on their first snap. Now you have this issue right here. South Carolina has a little conversation on the sidelines offensively, get themselves centered.
Sean Kelly back out, rugby-style punt. Is he going to fake it? Can he get there? Wide open on the perimeter. How about that? Sean Kelly. He gave the rugby run look, and then it was there all day long.
And this is the play that you see in college football. And watch Kelly. He's just going to run the ball. He's going to punt it. If somebody comes to him, he's going to punt the football. He's just waiting. North Carolina doesn't have an answer. Look at the numbers on the side right here. He's just going and going and going. Nobody to stop him. He's like, I'm going to tuck this, and he better make it, or else Spurrier will be all over him.
Yeah, that's a rule as a punter. If you decide to tuck and run,
You better go.
you better get it, or don't go back to the sideline.
Especially with Spurrier.
So 17 yards on 4th and 9 from the punter, Sean Kelly. As the whistle comes in. There's some movement up front.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, number 81, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Talked about everything South Carolina has to replace. You're seeing the youth and inexperience right now, guys. A lot of unknowns. They lost Dylan Thompson, who led the SEC in passing a year ago. Mike Davis is gone, 4th-round pick from the Niners. After Pharoh Cooper, you lost your top 5 receivers and 2 draft picks up front.
I say offensive line, too.
Yeah.
You lose that whole group. And Shell was a consistent. Now he's at left tackle where he hasn't played before. And he has more starts than the rest of the guys up front combined. So there's a lot of moving pieces on this offense.
And that's showing up right now. There's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. They're happening either pre-snap or right at the snap, and South Carolina has to iron out.
David Williams in at running back now. He's the dash in this bash and dash combination. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Here's Mitch now. And Mitch tucks and runs and gets some of it back as he was being pursued by Robert Dinkins and Joe Jackson.
I wonder if Connor Mitch is playing a little bit tentatively right there. There's a little bit of a rush. He got flushed out to his left. And I think looking down the field, guys, I think he had Pharoh Cooper open for a throw. You see the athleticism and his speed to get outside. You know he has time. Again, you can never anticipate what a guy's going to do in his first start.
No, and he didn't need to leave the pocket. The pocket was clean. It wasn't like somebody was getting in there to tackle him. Stay in there and throw the football.
2nd and 9. Cooper's in the slot to the near side. You go with Williams this time. And Williams is able to pick up the first down. Real talent is David Williams, the running back from Philadelphia.
I think the more South Carolina can do this, have success running the football, the more it's going to settle quarterback Connor Mitch. I think the plan early, run, see if you can get these safeties and linebackers to creep up to the line of scrimmage, and then Steve Spurrier tries a play-action shot deep down the field.
First down pass now from Mitch. And that's off the chest of Jarrell Adams.
He needs to have a big game and a big year for South Carolina. He's very athletic at 6'6", 230 pounds, and he's good enough to make this play. Does a good job coming back to the football, just lower down, bounces right off his chest. And we talked about, you've got Pharoh Cooper with tons of experience and then nobody else. So someone else has to take coverage away from number 11 and has to make the quarterback feel comfortable. Not a perfect throw, but that's one Jarrell Adams is good enough to make.
Just saying, from our spin session yesterday, Joe Test would have made that catch.
I don't know about that, Dave.
I saw it on this field.
Joe Testator's catch radius is like Duke Williams from Auburn.
Sure. Here's your 2nd down pass. Oh, is that dangerous? I mean, he was gambling there, and Des Lawrence almost made him pay the price.
And young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks, they tend to stare down their receivers. And you see Connor Mitch, he works to the right. He knows his check down's to the left. He didn't stare him down. He knew where his check down was, but he never looked at the defensive back. He thought it was going to be wide open. Throws it right to him, and Chiswick's a happy man up in the booth.
It's a blown opportunity, though, because not only would that have been a turnover, guys, that was a pick six.
House call.
Yeah, that's a house call. Those are ones that Des Lawrence, that's one he'd love to have back.
Third and long for Mitch. And he threw it behind the intended target that time, Farrell Cooper. So, hey, Gene Chizik comes in to North Carolina. People want to know what to expect. If it wasn't for the punt that they ran and got to 17 yards, it's 3 and outs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They just look more sound early. Guys getting a line, guys playing in their gap. And I think that was one of the biggest issues they had a year ago when they suffered. But one thing you know about Gene Chizik, attention to detail. They're always going to be sound.
Speaking of which, a little more detail here on special teams here, Davey.
Needed.
Sean Kelly, as he drives it inside the 10, well placed there. So Sean Kelly ran for it on 4th down and just pinned North Carolina there. 44-yard punt. Scoreless here in Charlotte.
You've never had a burger made like Applebee's, genuine, handcrafted.
Sean Kelly's played well, and thus North Carolina is pinned inside the 10. Williams over the middle, and he gets it complete to Bug Howard. And a big gainer out towards midfield for the big Bug. 6'5" junior, 40-yard reception.
Nice patience by Marquise Williams because he didn't throw it in the first window. He waited until Bug Howard made it into the second window, and then you saw the yards after catch by the 6'5" Bug Howard.
Up-tempo Williams again, and complete to Quinshaw Davis.
I think that was a coverage bust, guys. I don't think there was anybody even lined up over top of North Carolina's wide receiver.
Look at the pace they're running this offense with here. Quick screen overthrown, was looking for Switzer. That'll slow him down for just a moment.
And right now, South Carolina's DBs, they're 10 yards off the wide receivers. They're not jamming them. They're not messing up the timing right now. North Carolina, Bug Howard, Quinshaw Davis, they got some guys that can go. If you don't get up in the face of these guys, they're going to run right by you. South Carolina's DBs better tighten up the pressure on the outside.
2nd and 10 now.
See that cushion at the bottom?
Playing soft on Howard again. Keep it on the inside with Hood. Trying to muscle his way for maybe 2 yards that time as he was met by Gerald Dixon Jr. and Sky Moore.
Here's a scenario, we'll talk about this all night. Big 3rd down, dual threat quarterback. Keep number 12 inside the pocket. These new JUCO pass rushers got to be under control.
Williams has time. Flag is down as Switzer couldn't corral it, but a flag is down at the 12-yard line.
And this is the problem with the tempo of North Carolina.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's the problem. You want to sub. You want to get fresh bodies in there on 3rd down to rush the passer. But when you do this right here and the lineman running off, he's got to hustle. He's got to get off the field right now. They snap the ball. He's still on the field. In turn, you get a free 5 yards.
And another wide open wide receiver downfield. We've seen a couple coverage busts already on this drive by this Gamecock defense.
3rd down and 3 now. Williams to pass again. Touchdown, North Carolina. Bug Howard started this drive with a bang, and he finishes it that way. A little quiet down there in that Campus Union. Good-looking drive. Williams and Howard connecting.
Bug Howard, big, fast, strong. Safety can't get there in time. Corner's not getting any pressure on him. North Carolina offense not having a problem early. Just those guns.
Yeah.
He's got those guns, man. That's what all that power, baby.
Spend time with that iron.
Another big boot from Weiler. So Williams a touchdown, an interception. Joe, Jesse, David, and Kaylee with you. Nice. They're going with Pharaoh Cooper again as the quarterback. And a designed run for their best playmaker as he weaves his way to the 31. Of course, come Saturday night, it is Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Wisconsin against Bama. It's part of Dick's Sporting Goods kickoff week. Spin the wheel and let's see which Alabama quarterback comes up, Jess.
No doubt about it. A lot of question marks really for their offense. Not just that, but obviously Derrick Henry now becomes a guy that might have to carry it 25 times a game. Who replaces Amari Cooper at wide receiver? Some new bodies up front on the offensive line. Playing against what was a really good Wisconsin defense a year ago, with the exception of the Big Ten title game. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
They are sticking with Cooper here at quarterback. Pharaoh Cooper, as he gives way to David Williams, and Williams is able to pick up the first down, wrestled down by Miles.
If you can't throw it to him and you can't get Cooper the ball, snap it to him. And I think Spurrier did a great job. And it's not like they just snap it to him and it's a Wildcat offense where he runs straight ahead. They're running counters. They're running power. I mean, they've got a lot of really good plays for Pharaoh Cooper. Connor Mitch right now serving best as a wide receiver at the top of the screen.
And they're now on first down. Mitch 0 for 4 in his first start so far. Williams could not control it. That's an incomplete pass.
I like the thought process and the play call because Connor Mitch has struggled, so you want to give him some easy completions, but that's one you got to hit.
You got to execute.
You got to throw that out in front of the running back. Give him an easy completion. Just not in sync right now. It's the first time starting quarterback, and as a play caller, you know, you got to kind of start looking at your board and try and find things that he sees and does well to try to get him in the rhythm of this game.
Second and 10 now. Listen to Adams, and Jarrell Adams, long strider with that 6'6" frame as he crosses midfield.
So Steve Spurrier is looking for his easiest completions, and he finds a tight end screen to Jarrell Adams, who we talked about before. Look at the right side of your screen, just going to let the rush run by him. It's no different from a running back screen or like a tunnel screen.
6'6", you figure you can hit him?
Yeah.
5 yards in front of you?
No, and just get into a rhythm.
Now a little pace here as South Carolina goes with Williams, who's inside the 45.
If I was South Carolina running the football, I'd be running left behind big Brandon Shell, their left tackle. At 6'6", 328 pounds. He is so strong. One of these guys, if he gets his hands on you, see number 71 right there, I mean, it's ball game. I think that's a good side of the field. They had a good surge that time on that snap, the left side of that Gamecock offensive line.
Nephew of the Hall of Famer Art Shell. Second and 7. Here's Mitch again. Swings it out to Wiles this time, who keeps his balance and gets a good gainer down to the 25-yard line.
And his past 2 completions have been barely over the line of scrimmage or right at it. And he's getting down the field and moving the sticks. Brandon Wiles, a playmaker. Get your tight end, Adams, playmaker. Find Cooper. Put him back now on the Wildcat. Let him do some damage.
So Cooper back in now behind center as Mitch gets himself out of the way, split all the way wide to the near side. Play clock counting down. Pharaoh Cooper's got to snap this here. And they run QB power as he is stacked up that time by Dewan Drennan.
You know, David had made this point earlier, guys. There's a lot of volume of plays South Carolina can run with number 11 playing quarterback. It's not like most other schools where you've got an inside run and an outside run. I mean, they'll throw it. They pull linemen. They can run inside between the tackles. He's one of the more dynamic players in all of college football, and he's a guy right now that Steve Spurrier has to get the football in his hands.
Cooper, top of your screen in the slot. Been playing quarterback, just doesn't have a catch. Wilds now, direct snap. And Wilds, good effort to keep the legs going as Brandon Wilds picks up the first down for South Carolina.
And I love the idea to just run the ball. You do it conventionally, handing it off, do it in the Wildcat with Pharaoh Cooper. Let Brandon Wilds get some Wildcat snaps as well. Get that +1 advantage in the running game. Trying to wear this front seven from North Carolina.
This
down.
looks just like Spurrier's offense when you were the quarterback, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Fun and gun to now look at Spurrier and the way he's evolved with the zone read and the Wildcat packages, and he's about running the football now.
Mitch at quarterback now. Wilds the tailback in that stacked formation. Almost went to the wrong side with that handoff, and Wilds took it ahead for a gain of 2.
And last year, North Carolina's defense, if you watch them, guys, it was horrible. Watch them attack. They do a great job. First of all, Connor Mitch doesn't know where the ball is going to get it to Brandon Wilds, but I'm talking about the blue jerseys. They're being physical. The linebackers are coming up, beating backs, hitting hard. You're hearing some pads popping. A year ago, this defense, they were in the wrong spot consistently or missing tackles. So already, I know South Carolina's having some success. They're much improved.
2nd and 9. Sprint to the left. Mitch gonna tuck and run and safely get out as a flag is down at the 11-yard line.
Just like on this play, just Connor Mitch being decisive. Nothing open downfield. He didn't hesitate. Just tucked it and ran. It's a good decision.
There is no foul on the play. They're down.
You just kind of see Connor Mitch kind of getting into a little bit of a rhythm. I know he kind of had an errant throw earlier on the swing pass, but
handed off the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, but you see the completion to the tight end.
The short completion at the tight end.
Completion over, to a swing pass. Now you made a good decision, right? Even little things like
you're
this.
Being positive. I like that.
You got to be glass half full. It's your first start, because I know, because I've been there.
I'm keeping Cooper at quarterback, or Wilds at quarterback, and I'm pounding the rock if I'm South Carolina.
There is Pharaoh Cooper. And that'll do it. As time runs out in the first.
At the end of the quarter.
Well, the yelling North Carolina here by a touchdown as we start the second quarter. 3rd and 5. Mitch. Touchdown. He started the game with a delay of game. He starts the second quarter in much better fashion, finding the always reliable Pharaoh Cooper.
Talked about how Pharaoh Cooper would be the go-to guy on critical down and distances. Here he is on 3rd down. And guys, this was just too easy. He wasn't even touched. There was no reroute by Brian Walker at cornerback. There was no safety or linebacker help squeezing him. That was just pitch and catch. And if I'm Connor Mitch now, I'm on the sidelines, exhale. You just led your first touchdown drive. Let the confidence kind of ooze in.
100th straight extra point made.
Last year, right? They lost the second game to Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Last season, right?
Reigning national champion.
Yeah, I mean, you got
So you'd won it the year before.
You won it the year before you come back.
First game out of the gate.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go Michigan. 86.
Well, the answer is 1988.
Michigan
lost to
was
ND.
wrong.
19-17.
You said Michigan.
Come on.
Michigan. Michigan was correct.
It's week
Year
1,
was
guys.
off.
You got to get the wrinkles out.
Of course, we say this because Monday night, Ohio State, Virginia Tech. You know the situation with who's not playing. Virginia Tech, always tough at home. Great defense. Got them last year. AP preseason poll, you saw the percentage of votes there and the lack of success that #1 teams have had in terms of repeating. Good strong run on the inside for Elijah Hood.
Huge key for North Carolina throughout the entire year. Be a better downhill running team. Last year, way too much east-west. This offensive line has to take over. They've got to get the guy down right now, guys. Looks like their left guard, Caleb Peterson, number 70, on the ground. He was a preseason first-team All-ACC pick by some. A guy that certainly North Carolina cannot afford to lose.
Medical attention. We're going to take a short break. Got rolled on that right ankle. They're a little thin at offensive line as Williams scoots ahead for a first down. John Ferrento, who was a starter last year, not available tonight.
It's good news there, though, getting that ankle retaped, got his helmet back on.
And he walked off the field.
Yeah.
Right? When a big boy's putting weight on the leg, it's always a good sign.
Williams to pass on first down quickly again to Buck Howard. And Buck Howard fighting for every inch he could get as Isaiah Johnson finally finds him.
Yeah, Marquise Williams shows his experience. It's a corner blitz coming from Rico McWilliams. Williams sees it right away. There's a nice throw protecting it. And then I love 6'5" receivers that get you yards after the catch. You don't see that very often.
28 yards there from Buck Howard.
The disturbing thing about South Carolina defense so far is the touchdown. Isaiah Johnson takes a horrible angle. And right there you saw the same thing with Jordan Diggs, number 42, taking a horrible angle to try to make the tackle. These are some speedy receivers from North Carolina. You better come in there and make a sure tackle.
How about that first half from Howard, 89 yards and that touchdown?
Pretty solid.
Pumps and then sidearms it. That was to Singleton.
But guys, I think the tempo from North Carolina is having an effect on South Carolina because we've seen them have issues lining up. We've seen them have issues substitute. We've seen wide open receivers deep down the field. Sky Moore, middle linebacker, the leader of the defense. He's got to get everybody lined up and organized for new defensive coordinator John Hope.
Brady Hope's older brother, the new defensive coordinator for Coach Spurrier. 2nd and 12, Williams. He was put down hard by Sky Moore.
It's a great hit by Sky Moore. Seeing the quarterback draw, looking to come up here, keep his shoulders square, catch. That's textbook, baby.
But
catch him, lift, and run your feet.
But it's one thing Marquise Williams never does. He never slides. You got to treat him like a running back.
Just make the instructional video right now, Sky Moore. Getting a little loud here at Bank of America Stadium. Neutral site, maybe not. I'm trying to rally that defense on 3rd and 5. Incomplete. And he wanted Howard again.
And this is the Marquise Williams you saw last year, that he has to be more consistent. You have to be able to throw that slant. It's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, off coverage. Watch him come, the receiver's coming right down. He's got to hit him. There's no excuse for throwing that ball behind him right there. That's a drive killer. You got a chance to get a first down and keep the sticks moving.
Keep in mind, guys, last year on special teams, North Carolina did not make one field goal over 30 yards. 0 for 7 on the season. Let's find out what Nick Weiler can do right here.
This a 47-yard attempt. Play clock is running down as Weiler has been much improved this offseason. He hit in this direction.
First charge timeout. North Carolina.
They're going to use a timeout. That play clock was running down. He was good in warm-ups going this way. Hit from 52. We'll see what he's got when we return.
As the season shifts, change is on its way. And
Carolina's Nick Weiler on to attempt a 47-yard field goal. His long last year was only 23. Boom. Good rotation and through for Weiler. They said he was much improved, and I guess he is. Well, we've been talking about Connor Mitch. Started the game 0 for 5. Since then, 3 for 3, 45 yards and a touchdown. You brought up the point, does it serve him well in terms of confidence, putting Cooper in there, going Wildcat? He settled down.
He knows if it does it serve you well. You know, you were yanked out and put back in
and forth, right? I mean, the most
in.
important thing to me, as always, was just the scoreboard. You start getting some points, you start feeling a lot more confident. I'll say this about Coach Spurrier: he coaches you hard, and it doesn't matter if it's your first game or if you're a senior. I remember my first start as a true freshman on the road at Auburn. I had teammates coming over to me saying, "He coached Danny Werfel just as hard as you when he won the Heisman last year as a senior."
I thought he hated me.
Thank you. I know. So he expects perfection, but you know, he did it for me too. Play conk, helping me out, easy completions early in the game, trying to help his young guy get in a rhythm. I think we saw that in the last drive with South Carolina.
How about that last series? Tight end screen, every Wildcat
with Farrell Cooper.
Yep. Both. He did everything he could to manufacture offense on that last drive. And you're right. And even the last play, he spread it out, everybody out across the formation. You had 5 wide receivers. Who do you look to first? Right there, Farrell Cooper. Let him win his matchup.
Just nailed that 47-yarder, now kicks away. And another touchdown as Samuel thought about it. Kelly, what can you add to what's going on with Mitch?
Well, Tess, between possessions, when you look for Connor Mitch on the sidelines, you most often find him next to Farrell Cooper. He's not sitting on the sidelines on the bench having a conversation with the other quarterbacks, Sarnecchia and Orth and Nunez. It's Farrell Cooper who's in his ear every chance he has.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you going to be lined up so I can look for you?
It's a great idea.
Wave at me.
First team All-SEC receiver, one of the most dynamic all-around players in college football is number 11. Shifting to that defensive front. As they go with Wilds out to the 29-yard line. Jiffy Lube brings us tonight's expert analysis. It is that last drive of Connor Mitch's.
Yeah, and it was this tight end screen to Jarrell Adams that was the most explosive play of the drive that really kind of got him in a rhythm. It hits Brandon Wilds on a swing pass down the sideline with a touchdown throw to Cooper. Wasn't a perfect drive by any stretch. He had an easy throw he missed earlier, also went the wrong way in a handoff, but I think that was the drive I think that Connor Mitch can look back on up to this point in the game to start kind of finding his feet.
North Carolina showing pressure off the edge. Let's see if they stick with it. They do come. And the shallow route underneath has Cooper in the open field. Just look for him and make it easy on yourself, you said.
You have to have a plan for number 11 defensively and limit the amount of times you're in single coverage. You see a pressure look, it's man-to-man on defense. It's a pick play designed to go to number 11. And again, a very easy throw for Connor Mitch to complete for a catch and run big play Cooper.
27-yard reception for Cooper. Swings it to Wilds, escapes the first would-be tackler, and then surges ahead, able to get it right at the 40-yard line. By Shaquille Rashad.
I'm not going to change my play call. I'm going to keep throwing it short, especially if North Carolina can't make those tackles. I mean, these are easy plays that you're going to make the cornerback Lawrence come up and make that tackle. Cooper's making people miss. I got weapons. I need to keep doing the same thing.
Looks like you got a North Carolina defensive player down on the field cramping. It looks like.
It's Sam Smiley.
Number 3, Sam Smiley, starting free safety. He was just kind of grabbing his calf and his hamstring. We talked about it is humid. I mean, we are early September here in Charlotte. I think it was 90 degrees at kick.
It was.
I mean,
90 degrees
coming over
kickoff.
here to the stadium, we were sweating in the car.
So they tend to Sam Smiley. And we remind you that college football prime times presented by Capital One, offering up Ohio State and Virginia Tech. It'll be Monday night at 8 o'clock on ESPN. Also available on Watch ESPN, as is the entire weekend from here on out. Question has been put forth all off-season. Who will he start at quarterback? Urban Meyer will open the envelope come Monday night.
Most talked about quarterback battle I can remember in a very long time.
Agreed.
And the thing is, you can't go wrong with either.
No, you cannot.
That's the one won a national title. The other one was going to be at the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York last year if he didn't get hurt. That's a great problem to have. And the other guy who was
they say
Big Ten Player of the Year twice was playing receiver.
If you don't have one, if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. Wrong.
That was just for Spurrier days.
Yeah,
Second and 6. Play action. Mitch going to take a shot downfield. Batted away at the last second by M.J. Stewart. Good coverage on Deebo Samuel.
And this is what I think North Carolina can do more of. We've talked about them needing to challenge these South Carolina wide receivers in man-to-man situations and not give Connor Mitch easy throws. It looked like the freshman Deebo Samuel had gotten a step on him. That is clean coverage. Did a great job getting his head turned around to locate the football. That's textbook. So where's number 11? If you're South Carolina, at the top of the screen in the slot. Walker lined up on him. Is there safety help? Is there linebacker help?
Clock again.
He's right here.
Saw Spurrier asking for a timeout at the bottom of your screen, and they're going to give it to him.
Timeout, South Carolina.
Now it's been happening a little too often for the HBC. Time to think about it now with this play call.
As the season shifts,
Gamecocks facing 3rd and 6. Mitch, tuck, run, pick it up, and get a little more.
So he hurt himself at the end of the run.
He's limping back towards the line of scrimmage.
You got a couple guys down. You got Des Lawrence, starting cornerback for North Carolina. He's on the ground as well. It looks like Connor Mitch may have jammed his finger. Well, Des Lawrence looks like he's in a lot of pain. Talked about the athleticism, just enough to make you respect it. Looks like he stepped out. Yeah. Right there. That's where I think that should be marked for a first down. But again, very decisive by Connor Mitch. We've seen him a couple times now in the last 2 drives. When nothing's open downfield, there's an opportunity to run. Just tuck it and go get it.
There's Des Lawrence, the starting cornerback for North Carolina. He's a local guy, Charlotte native.
You know, here's something. You're looking at Connor Mitch. They're looking at his finger, but it's on his throwing hand.
Yeah.
That was his right hand they were just looking at. Just wonder how serious that is and what the extent of that injury is.
And he is not going to tell him it's hurting anyways.
It's like a thumb.
Gripping the football with that thumb, too, is important.
Yeah, it's big.
Of course, we're glad to get the college football season started. Then, Davey, you're going to be heading to Fort Worth. College Game Day built by the Home Depot. 3 hours of the best analysis to start your day. Live from Fort Worth, Reese and the boys. Reese Davis was sitting in the booth for some great years with you guys. Now we'll take the seat.
It was heavy lifting, Joe. Heavy lifting for David. Now it just got a little bit heavier, not going to lie. Back sore right now.
Keep carrying me, boys. Connor Mitch back out there as they looked at that right hand. And Mike Hughes comes in to play corner for North Carolina. Freshman cornerback is number 1. Read option, and he read it well.
And this is something that I think Spurrier's done the best job with. He's had his best offenses when he's got good running backs, but he's also got quarterbacks that can be a little bit more mobile. You see Mitch still holding his hand, but when you get in the red zone, this is such a weapon to have. We talk about the advantage of the quarterback being able to run and not hand the football off, and those 4, 5, 6-yard gains down in the 20 are big, are huge, getting you in the end zone.
And it's giving Gene Chizik something else to think about. Now you've got a running quarterback who's hurt you a couple times. Now you've got a different wrinkle in the offense that you've got to account for.
2nd and 1. He keeps again, and once again moves the chains.
And this is what Steve Spurrier, especially in the last couple of years, has done, whether it's Connor Shaw, Dylan Thompson, down around the 10-yard line going in. He loves zone read with the quarterback. It's a way to stress a defense. Defensive ends can technically never be right. Connor Mitch is a good enough athlete with his feet to hurt you.
Why can't a defensive end be right?
You're always wrong.
Interesting.
Wilds this time as he ran straight into Mason Zandy.
I think Zandy got the credit for that tackle.
I think Zandy may have helped him with a couple more yards there. Massive guy at 6'9", 314 is Zandy. 2nd and 8. David Williams comes in at running back.
They did a good job, South Carolina. They did a good job with the hard count. They're looking to the side. Spurrier, young quarterback, inexperienced. Now he's making the call on the sideline, and now he's going to make the call to his team and make it as simple as possible on Connor Mitch.
2nd and 8. They can get a first down at the 2 here. Williams with pad leverage for those extra 2 yards as he was tackled by Joe Jackson. 3rd down at the 7-yard line.
On North Carolina on defense, identify number 11 right away. And I don't think in this area of the field you can guard him with just one guy. Steve Spurrier offensively, a lot of different ways you can use formations, motions, and stack releases to try to free 11 up. You see Steve Spurrier, he wants a timeout.
Second charge timeout, South Carolina.
Bring me to the salty nut.
Act responsibly. Act responsibly, guys.
3rd and 5 now. Mitch looks over again. And he used that timeout before. Here's Mitch to the corner. Cooper went up, tried to stab it, but it was a little too much as he was covered by Donnie Miles.
Farrell Cooper looks like he's now grabbing his left leg as well. You wonder if that's a cramp. Of course, it's the leg. He's got his knee brace on. He strained his knee earlier in camp. It's the first time you've probably seen him wear that brace. Coaches told me a few weeks ago they didn't think it was affecting his speed at all. It was more just precautionary. But again, very, very humid. We've seen players on both sides now struggle.
And if there's any player that South Carolina cannot afford to lose.
Take a peek at this again, throw a little bit high, kind of comes down on that left leg. But you're right, Joe. He's right now South Carolina's most valuable player, certainly on offense, and a guy that they cannot afford to lose.
And this is the SEC's returning leader in receiving yardage and receptions.
Definitely favored him pretty good.
And already tonight, you saw, I mean, he was the guy that really got it where Connor Mitch was able to settle down when they brought him in to take some direct snaps. He's got 36 yards receiving.
Right there, he pushes off. It's the only time really his left leg's involved. Looks like he's walking better now as he's coming across the field, doesn't it?
It does. Taking a more natural stride as he
those knee
makes
braces
his way
are hard too, guys. Those things are tough to play with. I mean, when you put those on, as much as you want to say it doesn't affect you, when you cut and stuff, it kind of grabs a hold of you and pressure against your leg. It's tough to run in those, especially receivers.
So they'll look for a 25-yard field goal attempt from the junior Elliott Fry. Last year, he was 11 of 12 inside the 40. One of the most reliable kickers in the SEC. Elliott Fry ties the game here in Charlotte. Stay with us. More to come on the season opener of college football.
Ballpark Franks are made.
Line of offense. TJ Logan and Ramon Morris will be back for Landon Ard's kickoff. So they bunch up their kickoff formation before splitting out. And Logan will just take a knee. So Farrell Cooper came in after last season being all everything, and they turned to him early tonight.
Yeah, Connor Mitch was struggling early, so they gave him to Farrell Cooper in the Wildcat. He made plays, and then you see him receiving, and then you see in a critical 3rd down in the red zone, they spread the whole field and just say, hey, watch number 11 first. If he's not open, give it to somebody else, and he shows you why he's one of the best playmakers in college football.
Williams in that North Carolina offense back to action with TJ Logan now in the backfield. Here's that tap pass to Switzer. Switzer could not find any room to get around the block of Kendrick Singleton. Kaylee, what's going on with Farrell Cooper?
Tess, I'm told it is only light cramping. No need for alarm with Pharaoh Cooper.
Well, we've heard a lot of that tonight with the cramping, hot and humid night here in Charlotte. Second down, Williams gets it complete to Switzer. Was finding that space and a first down for the Tar Heels. 16-yard reception.
North Carolina using multi-tempo. It's not always fast. Sometimes they slow it down, but it keeps the defense guessing, and South Carolina's slow getting lined up.
Logan met by Sky Moore and then pulled back, but he was able to get out to the 45-yard line for a gain of 3.5.
For South Carolina, if they're going to get off the field, they've struggled doing that so far in this game. They got to win first down. You've got to set up second, third, and longs and make life difficult on Marquise Williams in this offense.
There's Logan again. And that time he was brought down by Cedric Cooper, who was right on it.
On the other side of the coin, South Carolina's run 33 plays. They're the one who's held the ball the whole first half, and they've been able to control the game so far. North Carolina hasn't even got a chance to use their tempo. They've had some big plays, but every possession's been successful on a critical 3rd and 5 right here.
Third down. And there's the ball control by South Carolina you referenced. Williams to pass on 3rd down and complete to Davis, who carries 2 defenders with him to the 42-yard line, moving the chains again.
Good job using a stack release, helping free up Quinshot Davis so no South Carolina Gamecock defender could press him at the line of scrimmage.
Up tempo now once again for the Tar Heels.
See, it's not necessarily up tempo.
No, just get to the line and then check.
Make the defense show their hand, look to the sidelines.
Logan cuts back and moves it ahead for a gain of 2, where he's met by Sky Moore.
Big mass substitution now coming on for South Carolina. They'll substitute when the ball comes closest to their sideline so guys can run on and get set up quickly. Good situational sub there by John Hoke, the new defensive coordinator.
Remember, when that happens, there's that 3-second grace period, that window for the defense to substitute themselves. Good hole for TJ Logan. Tar Heels marching here.
And they're going to need this from TJ Logan this year. You've seen Elijah Hood. He's going to be the power back. Marquise Williams is going to be a power back. TJ Logan's got to hit some home runs. Looks like a false start.
There's a lot of movement up front.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Caleb Peterson is back in the ball game, who had the ankle early.
David, TJ Logan is explosive. He has home run type speed and ability. Really good surge that time up front by North Carolina's offensive line. And number 8, he can get into that secondary level very quick.
There was 2 guys there to make the play. You're right, he hit that crease so fast, and that's what the coaches yesterday talked about him. He plays fast. He's one of the faster guys on the team.
Too fast isn't good, and that's the 3rd false start by UNC. Logan's 20-yard run becomes 1st and 15 as Williams tries to shave something off of that down to the 16-yard line.
One thing North Carolina wants to do this year is take the workload off of Marquise Williams. Last year he was carrying it about 10 times a game. They wanted to cut that down to 4. Well, that's already his 4th carry of the game right now. Sometimes you got to just do what works, and when number 12 carries the football, this offense has success.
Ferguson run plays receive for 20 yards. I want to see more of Elijah Hood and TJ Logan, who's looked good on this drive. 2nd and 6. Logan, not much room at all. That was Phillip Dukes again.
Very bad pass rush a year ago. We got to see South Carolina now in these obvious passing situations. That pass rush has to show up. So right now you've got Darius English, a backup defensive end, number 5 in the game. You've got David Johnson, number 55 at the other end. You got to be able to get home with 4. These wide receivers, they're explosive. They need safety help. Where's the pass rush going to come from this year for the Gamecocks?
See if they get that stack release you were commenting on with Quinshot Davis, bottom of your screen, 3rd and 5. He was looking there, but you couldn't get out of the way of Kelsey Griffin. Griffin came right in and blew it right up.
Right on time, partner. You just talked about it. Pass rush lasted 14 sacks total through the whole season. And you're talking about right up the middle for a clean sack. Marquise Williams didn't even have a chance.
94 right here at the top. That's a 316-pound human being who swims Caleb Peterson
nice swim.
like a cat. That was a David Pollock-esque pass rush right there at an opportune moment for South Carolina. They have to be able to generate consistent pass rush from 4 guys like they could when they had the luxury of old number 7, Jadeveon Clown.
So Nick Weiler on for a 38-yarder. What a difference a year makes. Good from 47, now good from 38 for Weiler, whose long last year was from 23. College football rankings are brought to you by Goodyear. TCU's going to be in action once we get done here in Charlotte at Minnesota. Well-coached team are the Gophers. Of course, Bama and Wisconsin coming to you Saturday night in prime time.
So many good matchups in week 1, isn't there? It's just so good for the sport of college football, for the fans. The players love playing in these marquee type matchups. We got a ton, guys. Alabama, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Texas A&M, Texas Notre Dame, Louisville, Auburn, our game here tonight and later TCU, Minnesota. It's a perfect way to start the year with a bang.
And I'm going to tell you what I think is the sneaky great game of the weekend. Arizona State, Texas A&M.
I love it.
I love that matchup.
I think that might be the best game this weekend. Creates so much more buzz, don't you think, for the sport when you get these kind of marquee interconference matchups early on. We're lucky to be a part of this one tonight.
There's Deebo Samuel as he fights his way out. Fumble, ball is down. Looked like South Carolina was able to recover it. Samuel was fighting for a little something extra, and it looked like Terry Gujar was able to recover it on special teams.
You always worry when you have a freshman playing in his first game. You see Deebo Samuel now he's on the ground grabbing that toe. Might be some cramp issues as well. The freshman back returning kicks. Looks like he's tucking it. Ball security gets poked out. Yeah, it's like Willow. Maybe Hunter Crawford. Will O'Brien, the place kicker, I think, got down there and poked that out. Great effort by the kicker to create that fumble.
How many times already tonight we've seen players slow to get up with cramping issues?
It's going to be interesting here, too, what the South Carolina offense chooses to do. They've been running the ball at will, finding Pharaoh Cooper at will. It'll be interesting to see if they have enough confidence in Connor Mitch to air it out. But it's been mostly the run game so far. This will tell us a lot about the confidence of Connor Mitch on this drive.
Remember, North Carolina is going to get the football back in the second half. So if you, in an ideal world, if you're Steve Spurrier, just to generate some points, even a field goal, for confidence going into halftime tied, that would be huge. But I agree with you, David. Just how much of a risk are you willing to take? Because we have not seen Connor Mitch push the football downfield very often tonight so far.
I want to remind you that the Land Rover halftime report will be coming your way from down here at field level. Adnan, Joey, and Danny have the Week 1 upset watch. Get you up to speed with everything going on in Flushing, New York. Connor Mitch and Pharaoh Cooper back to business for South Carolina. There's David Williams. And Jesse, we talked about this earlier. Got to make the easy stuff feel and look easy.
Yeah, and earlier it was Connor Mitch's fault. That time, David Williams just dropped the ball. You got to help your young guy out. But guys, we talked about last drive, South Carolina's defense having to find a pass rush. Remember, North Carolina's wasn't much better last year. They only had 17 sacks a year ago. So in this 2-minute type situation, you know, who from the Tar Heels this year up front is going to be able to apply the pressure? Someone now has to step up.
Jesse Rogers, capable, good-looking athlete. Gene Chizik's defense will feel more confident. Let's see how they close out this first half. Option, Williams off the pitch. Met right away that time by Des Lawrence.
That was a clinic by Des Lawrence. That was perfect. You want corners to be more physical and always help in the run game. He comes right off his receiver on the outside. And look at him. That's a corner. Coming up, wrapping up the running back. That's a great job.
No timeout by North Carolina here. You wonder, you know, up-tempo offense, an opportunity to use a timeout, try and force a punt, get the football back.
You also get Connor Mitch time to talk to coach and get a thought process and save your timeouts for the defensive side or for the offensive side when you get it back.
3rd and 8. Let's see how it plays out. Quarterback run, and Mitch cuts the corner and is able to surge ahead. Good block from Brandon Wiles.
Wow, looks like now Connor Mitch is cramping. Right away I was thinking, you know, you got to get up, you got to clock it, you got to use a timeout. But I'll tell you what, the humidity here, this is an issue. It is muggy, it is sticky, and it's affecting both of these teams. I love the effort right there, by the way, by Connor Mitch. Diving head first, trying to get that first down, but
Mitch has got 45 yards rushing tonight now.
Does. No, now here's the next thing. Good news is you got Farrell Cooper you can put in the backfield, Wildcat, and keep going. But we go back and watch Steve Spurrier early in the game with a big gamble by the punter Sean Kelly, the transfer from FAU. You're able to get Farrell Cooper going in the Wildcat. You got Brandon Wilds lined up behind center. And a lot of different wrinkles for this offense. And this last run now for Connor Mitch. Steve Spurrier and this offense have found a lot of different guys to run the football and have success so far in this game.
Well, Mitch, the 45 rushing yards I mentioned, but also 3 first downs from running the ball.
And I don't think, looking at the way Connor Mitch is gingerly walking off, you can't expect him to come back in this game in the first half with 44 seconds to go. So here comes Perry Orth, a former walk-on. He was awarded a scholarship this past year. You know, really pushed Connor Mitch to the brink in this QB derby.
So Orth in at quarterback. Sets up the screen. Wilds. Good blocking and out to midfield. So half a minute remains. 1 timeout for South Carolina. Can they get something out of this here?
And another great play call. It's an easy screen situation. North Carolina, Joe Jackson, linebacker, has to make the tackle, but they're making it easy on whatever quarterback's in the game. No different right there.
Perry Orth now in for Connor Mitch. Has time. Over the middle and gets it complete to the 40-yard line to Cooper. One timeout remaining here.
Burn it. And they do. They've got a kicker in Elliott Fry, whose career long was 47 yards, but he hit a 52-yarder in their last scrimmage. Now, that's one thing to do it in the confines of an empty stadium on your home soil. Obviously, another thing to do that in this type of environment with this sort of humidity. But Elliott Fry, their kicker, does have a big leg.
Fry is an undersized guy who's gotten better as his career has gone on. Very reliable. Didn't come in at first with a lot of pure leg talent in terms of power and distance. But he is a good one in terms of productivity. 47 is the career long. Right now the ball's on the 40. Remember, South Carolina out of timeouts as 14 seconds remain. Going this direction, Elliott Fry hit from 52 in pregame warmups.
So you still have time to work the middle of the field.
Well, and if you get a first down, the game clock is going to stop, and you got to have a substitute. Yeah, that or get that substitution ready to go.
That green line you see there is the line they need to make for where he hit in pregame. And Connor Mitch is back in at quarterback on 2nd and 1. Got to be careful of the clock here as he throws it away and leaves 10 ticks to go. Good pressure from Nankande.
You'd like to see him make that decision a little bit sooner because you're fighting the clock and you're fighting the amount of plays you can run. Nothing's there right away or right what you're looking at. Try to throw the ball right out of bounds or throw it into the ground. still, it's 3rd and 1. You can still
pick up the first down,
run the football, pick up the first down, stop the clock, and then clock it. Now jump off
now
sides.
there is a rule with that temporary stoppage of the clock. There has to be 3 seconds remaining or more to do that. You can't clock the ball, spike the ball after the temporary stoppage unless you have that much time remaining.
This will be a sneak.
Did he even get it? He's got to depend on the mark here.
No, he got it.
All right, so here comes, if he got it, the temporary stoppage. Because there's 6 seconds, has to be 3 or more to clock it legally. So watch that clock here at the end of this first half. And there's the clocking. So South Carolina will have one opportunity here.
About a 56. This is about a 56-yarder. Is that what this is going to end up being? It's on the 39. That's about. I mean, this is a.
Well, he's planting it at the 47, so it's a 57-yarder as of right now. And there was a pretty good breeze in warm-ups going in this direction. He hit from 52 in warm-ups. This from 57. Elliott Fry.
He's got somebody back deep.
Came up well short. Obviously, Switzer returned. We know all about the kick 6, but this time, let's see if Switzer can make the miracle happen. Got it all the way out to the 41. Little faith in Elliott Fry, and he came up short. But they managed it to get the opportunity. Interesting first half here. Head ball coach was looking to tie the game. Instead, it's North Carolina up 13-10. Let's go down to the field to Kaylee Hartung. Standing by with the head this second half. HBC sure anxious to get the ball back. He was mixing it up left and right with Mitch, Cooper, Wilds taking direct snaps. Now he will turn to his defense here for the second half in Charlotte. There's TJ Logan. 2 career return touchdowns for Logan as Landon Ard set to get us going here in Charlotte in the second half. Season opener of college football 2015. Big group all the way through. Maybe Ard should have attempted that long field goal at the end of the first half. Something always reveals itself early on in the season, early on in the game. What revealed itself to you so far?
Well, I think the defenses are improved. My question now in this game is which one plays the best in the second half. They were both bad a year ago, both brought in new coordinators. They were both on their heels at times. I think the defense that plays the best wins this game in the second half.
How about you talking defense?
Yeah, no.
I like that. I like how you're kicking it off.
You're standing too close.
We talked about both defenses deciding the game because both of them were so bad a year ago, but I just think the physicality of the North Carolina defense has been good to see. So many missed tackles and missed opportunities a year ago.
Here's a swing on the motion from Switzer. Good thing they got him because he's dangerous in the open field. Sky Moore with a nice job defensively.
And Sky Moore has a lot of speed and good instincts going sideline to sideline. It's a good thing he made that tackle because it looked like North Carolina had blocks set up downfield. That could have been an explosive play.
2nd and 6. And Hood probably going to be just short of that line to make.
But that's what makes this offense annoying is they swing it out and they throw it to Switzer on the sweeps out wide and the flip passes. And then they run it up the middle. The quarterback can run it.
Hood this time had to stretch out because Sky Moore was wrapping him up behind the line of scrimmage. And then Hood
looks close.
See this mark here.
Wow, Sky Moore came up again to make another stop, 3rd and short.
And this is 4th down. And a quick snap, and he has to fight for second effort here.
Wow.
From their own 35 to open up the second half. This will depend on the spot.
Where that referee was running in to that pile, it looked like that was going to be a favorable spot for South Carolina based on his angle coming in.
Rolling the dice
your own 35.
early in the second half on your own 35.
It's going to be really close.
Remember that yellow line unofficial, but that's not. Wow. Referee Jeff Heiser.
I think Fedora's got a reason to be upset. If you show the replay, Marquise was stuffed initially, but watch his second effort. Watch, look, Skymore and company come in right there, but look at the second effort here to push forward.
I thought there, David,
but you can't see it.
Marquavius Lewis, the JUCO transfer, did a good job collapsing his offensive tackle, and TJ Gurley came up and made a big hit.
The runner was stopped short of the line of the game. That play is under further review.
So the ACC crew on the field says he was short of the line to make. And now Ben Oldham is our replay official. He's an SEC replay official. It'll be in his hands.
Watch Lewis here at the top, number 8, kind of slant in. He just makes the first contact. There's Gurley making the second.
And right there he pushes forward.
And where's the football? Where's the football in relationship to the first down marker? In that pile, it's very, very hard to see.
Look at the line right. If they get to the line on the 35, so he's well behind it, and right there is where he starts to lean forward. Look at his left leg down.
It's just hard.
You're not overturning that.
Yeah, you need
There's
indisputable
no way.
video evidence. The ruling on the field was that he was short, and I'm just not sure from any of those angles how you can overturn that with absolute certainty. I'll tell you,
I would have wanted a measurement on third down because it was close on third down too.
Here's another look.
Well, I think
this gives you probably the best angle, but you have to be able to see the ball, see the body, and you need that indisputable video evidence in order to overturn what the ruling on the field is, and that is that he came up short, and it's first down South Carolina.
If you put the two angles together, you can see Lewis is on top of him at the end of this play. Right there, he's on top of Williams. Right there. And if you do the other angle, you can see that it looks like Williams is over. Now look at, watch when Lewis is on top of him. After the second effort, he finishes and pushes forward right there. Now Lewis is on top of him, and he's across that line right there.
And you're sure by looking at that his knee hadn't touched yet or anything else. I mean, it's
not sure.
Well, that's why
it's like that. That's what's hard.
That's why the default is always the ruling on the field.
That's right.
The scenario that you just put forth.
But look, on third down, it was close enough to get a measurement. I would have asked for a measurement regardless.
And I think what they were trying to do was get up and snap it fast and
they
try
went quick
and
snap.
catch him off a quick snap. But I think they would have been better off to get a marking after that third.
The ruling on the field stands.
That's a huge
ruling
stop.
on the field stands. So there was not the indisputable video evidence to reverse the call.
Talked about which defense played best in the second half. It's a very, very good stop. It should be a big confidence booster for number 8, Marquavius Lewis in the South Carolina D.
Now, to your point of indisputable video evidence, what they're saying is they can't confirm that the call's correct. They can't prove the call's wrong. So the play on the field stands. And it's a big one. A turnover on downs to start the second half. Rolling the dice from their own 35. Wilds stacked up, just a gain of 1.
It's really important in the second half that North Carolina defensively, they have to get off the field, give the football back to their offense to let that tempo start and take over. South Carolina ran 41 plays in that first half. And so North Carolina, the scoreboard's good. I mean, you only gave up 10 points, that's awesome. But in order for your offense and Marquise Williams in this tempo to take over, you've got to get off the field. You've got to force some 3 and outs yourself.
Here's Wilds, and he is dragged down that time by Nakande.
And it shows, I mean, it definitely shows a little bit of confidence in Larry Fedora going for it. And I don't mind it. I mean, I don't think it was a terrible decision. It is when you miss it, but it shows, hey, D, I got some confidence in you. You've done a great job so far limiting the damage. Right here's another opportunity. Who's going to get after the quarterback? A lot of these situations, Connor Mitch has tucked the ball and run. He's looking right to Pharaoh Cooper, and if he's not there, he's been tucking it down and trying to run for the first down.
Kyle Markway, a true freshman tight end.
5-yard penalty, third down.
We've seen false starts. We've seen delay of games. There's a lot. We talked about all of the experience they lost from a season ago. A lot of new faces playing in their first games, but it's got to be cleaned up.
Ain't no preseason in college football.
No, there's
a lot
not.
of the sloppiness often comes here.
It comes
Game
in
one.
week one. You see it a lot happen on the offenses I played on.
And that's why there's a lot of scrimmages week one with teams. Teams don't want to play against good teams and get those mistakes out. They want to work them out against somebody they know they can
get that
dominate.
ugly out of the way, Davey. 3rd and 12 now as they're backed up. And whistle blows again.
Prior to the snap, delay aim, offense, number 6.
Seen far too much of that
Third down.
from South Carolina as well. That's how they started tonight.
It's not a noise issue. We're here at a neutral site. Not playing at Georgia. You got to get the call in. You got to get it called. And if you're Connor Mitch, you can't try and be in the perfect play every time. Just get the ball snapped. Play football.
Here's Mitch. Looking for Cooper, overthrew him to the outside as he was covered by Brian Walker, who has had that assignment much of the night.
Nice answer by North Carolina's defense. Obviously, you got a little help, had a couple penalties, but in a sudden change situation, you know, you pay off Larry Fedora's gamble. You don't get it deep in your own end. You put together a couple good downs in a row.
So Sean Kelly will come out after the back-to-back whistles and penalties, backed him up. And now Kelly, the puncher, comes on looking to just pin North Carolina. Hit the nose of the ball for the backward rotation here. Oh, did he save it? Wow. What an athletic effort there. They're going to say it's a touchback.
It did.
Off the ricochet, he almost pulled it off. That was DJ Smith.
We're going to talk about probably where he touched it initially, too, because you can't throw it backwards. Remember, if the ball goes over the plane,
yes,
it's not the body.
It's not the body.
Ball over the line.
They're not cashing paychecks on Sundays here. Off the
Ruling on the
ricochet.
field is a touchback. The ball be placed at the 20-yard line.
It's unbelievable hands by DJ Smith. He didn't catch that in the first place.
I think it was coming hot.
I think it surprised him even. Like right here, he's going, whoa, that's a football. Before he turns around and pitched it back. You know, obviously you'd like to catch that the first time on its way down.
Easy for you to say, Palmer.
Yeah, exactly.
South Carolina didn't cash in on the turnover of downs. And they have confirmed the call on the field.
Confirmed.
There will be a touchback.
Really confirmed.
Ben Oldham, our replay official tonight, he's had a little bit of work to do.
Been some sloppy plays in this game, hasn't it, Joe?
Been some curious moments in this game. Some sloppy plays, some intriguing happenings. Had a return of a long field goal at the end of the first half. 4th and 1 from your own 35, rolling the dice. Had a little bit of everything to start the season, Davey. Here is Tyson Williams. As he gets his first carry of the game.
Still rotating those backs in there. They've had Logan, Hood, trying to find somebody I think they can give him a consistent ground game on those inside runs.
Williams stays in. He has opened a lot of eyes in fall camp. True freshman with 6 foot, 220 pounds. Play action. And he threw it behind Bug Howard, who is the lone man on the top side.
Talked about the up and down accuracy of Marquise Williams. You see him looking at Bug Howard. He didn't like the way the route was run, but off coverage against cornerback Al Harris Jr. That's what you'd expect a senior quarterback with a junior wide receiver. Just play pitch and catch. Now another chance for South Carolina to get off the field early.
3rd and 6. They only bring 4. Complete right in front of the sticks to the reliable Ryan Switzer.
It's a nice job of Switzer knowing where the first down marker is. How many times do you see receivers not get the right depth when it's third down? It's the guy that's been living in the slot early here in his career at North Carolina.
Williams downfield. That was well off the mark. Once he had Davis finding coverage from T.J. Gurley.
That's really the first shot they've taken downfield. I mean, this offense has been dink and dunk, and it's worked effectively. That's why I think they got to continue to just tack. These corners keep backing off. They keep backing way off the wide receivers. Those quick slants have been open. Williams has either hit him or he's had a couple that were just behind him. He should communicate a little better.
To your point, it's Switzer who has the most targets. He's been targeted 6 times rather than more of the downfield threats. Set up the screen now.
That's a heck of a play.
Nowhere to go that time as Williams was found by Jonathan Walton.
You're seeing this team speed that South Carolina has, and the strength of their defense coming into the season was a linebacker. But watch 28 Jonathan Walton run this way and follow a true freshman running back right out of the backfield. His reaction beats a block from the receiver, was able to make the play. Now, obvious passing situation. Earlier we saw Kelsey Griffin at defensive tackle with the sack. Who can provide the pass rush for South Carolina? Keep number 12 in the pocket.
3rd and long. Flag is down as Williams gets it complete that time to Mac Hollins, but we will wait on the call.
It's a really nice pocket to throw from that time. The offensive
Legal
line.
formation. Offense. Number 71 right on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty.
So they had 5 men in the backfield by not being lined up properly, and they tagged, I believe, John Heck.
Mistakes have been on both offenses. We've seen the false starts and the delay of games by South Carolina. All of a sudden now you got a junior right here, right tackle, 71. That's him up top.
That doesn't look like a illegal formation to me.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
They've negated a 14-yard gain. So now it's 3rd and 15 after the penalty. Would have been a first down with momentum. Instead, still a hill to climb. Williams steps up, downfield, open, and incomplete as Howard couldn't hang on after the big hit from Johnson.
We saw Johnson take a horrible angle earlier. It's a great job. Talk about knowing the weakness of your defense. A great job by your safety reacting to the outside. Look at him run and detach the ball from the wide receiver. It's a great job not doing helmet to helmet. Targeting, really used his hands more than anything.
And this is the first North Carolina punt
Look at this
of
formation.
the night. Non-traditional, they're breaking out of it now as they'll bring Corbin Daly back to the traditional 14-yard punt set, but they gave it a look at first. And here is Daly. As the fair catch is hauled in right around the 35-yard line. South Carolina defense stepped up just when they needed them. Isaiah Johnson, the transfer in from Kansas, making an impact. With the high school football scene here, they're going to take a shot. Connor Mitch downfield. What an effort, but he couldn't hold on to it. Samuel, are they saying that's complete?
That was not a catch.
That looked like it hit the ground on the top end when he brought it down.
See the speed.
Deebo Samuel, great
Deebo
effort.
Samuel, yeah, it looks like he has 2 hands on it there, but you've got to control the football.
How about the body adjustment
completely.
though by the freshman?
Yeah, it was incredible.
The rest of the crew came in to correct the 2 officials downfield. Hard to believe they missed that with a ball rolling 2 revolutions on the ground.
But how about Steve Spurrier finally
Dialing it up.
taking a shot? I mean, I'm starting to feel for the guy. Yeah, because, I mean, you know he's dying just to throw something downfield, which he wasn't able to do all of the first half. Finally had a good look at it, and this is barely missed opportunity. A nice effort by Samuel. Just couldn't haul it in.
But it's also a message to Gene Chizik, too. You want to keep playing cover zero, keep blitzing us,
Yeah, we're
going to take shots. And you have to do that. You have to back the defense out. So it's been nothing but dink and dunk all game. And now, look, we've seen this too. We've seen communication problems and delay of games, and Connor Mitch is like, give me the play.
What a roller coaster ride for Connor Mitch. Started 0 for 5, then 5 for 5 with a touchdown. Now 0 for 6 since then. 2nd and 10. Swing, Wiles. Oh! Ball is out. Who's got it? Wow. South Carolina.
That's twice.
3rd down.
Think about how unfortunate North Carolina's been. They dropped a pick 6 earlier in the game. They had a fumble on a kickoff return from Samuel. They almost jumped out at the end of the half. Here's Brandon Wiles just not putting the football away. It's poor ball security. And luckily, Jarrell Adams is there to fall on that. Schottmer almost did. This could be a much different scoreboard right now. And a couple of things work more fortuitously for North Carolina.
Larry Fedora said at the half, we should be up big.
Fortuitously, huh? Got him one of those week 1, huh, brother?
Sprint near side. Throw it to the outside of Shamir Jeffrey.
Spurrier's unhappy on the sidelines because I don't think Shamir Jeffrey was the intended target on that play. They had Pharoh Cooper in the slot running an out route trying to get to the sticks. And instead, Connor Mitch decided to throw it down the sidelines. Shamir Jeffrey wasn't even looking for the football. He was running that decoy runoff route. So again, some issues we're seeing in all different types of ways.
This is just like we talked about in the opening broadcast. This is going to be a defensive struggle. 2 elite defenses.
Yeah.
It's just what we talked about.
Yeah, 2 new defensive coordinators after struggling last year mightily. This guy's dangerous in the return game. Ryan Switzer, remember 2013, had 5 touchdown punt returns, an NCAA record for most in a season. Sean Kelly, not a good-looking punt, but it does take a good bounce. And then makes its way into the end zone. We got Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo, Wisconsin, and Alabama. Yet another great part of Dick's Sporting Goods kickoff week. That's going to be Saturday at 8 on ABC. Folks, if you haven't been following the drama with the quarterback position in Tuscaloosa, it's still not officially Jake Coker. Alec Morris was getting first-team reps. Cooper Bateman, who was playing wide receiver in spring ball, has been getting some reps. Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm going to go with Jake Coker.
I'm going Bateman.
The most experience you've got, and at least Jake Coker, he is athletic. He's not as athletic as Bateman. Game 1, big game. Coker.
Here's an athlete playing quarterback, Williams. Quick out to Bug Howard.
Bug Howard, how about the game he's had, guys? Career high already in receiving yards. He's done a lot of his damage in the middle of the field. He's been a guy that, number 12, can get the football in his hands. He can make the first dude miss, making an explosive play.
At the 21-yard touchdown reception earlier tonight. Good, hard running and well blocked for Elijah Hood. Check in with Kaylee.
Well, Tess, for all the records that Marquise Williams set a year ago, Larry Fedora said the big problem was he didn't know how to lead. He thought he just needed to be vocal with his guys all the time. After Bug Howard, frustrated after that last possession.
Elijah Hood. And Elijah Hood gave a little something extra. Isaiah Johnson made him a Hood ornament. Big run.
They have to continue to do this. Having success running inside the tackles. Could not do it a year ago. Here's an inside zone. Just good push and nice patience finding the crease by Elijah Hood.
Williams checks in to give Hood a break here. Screen game overthrown to Switzer. High and far to the left.
And that happened because Marquise Williams was frustrated because the ref didn't let him go as fast as he wanted to do. He gets frustrated, he throws his hands in the air, and he starts pouting. And then they snap the ball to him, and he misses Switzer. Stay calm. Larry Fedora talked about it yesterday. When a good play happens, I want you to stay calm, stay relaxed. When a bad play happens, I want you to stay calm and relaxed. Stay consistent. You can't miss those kind of plays.
Good play happened moments ago, the 44-yard run by Hood. Will they get the glory end of it on this drive? Interception. Jordan Diggs comes up big. Missed opportunity again.
These defenses are trading right now, trading blows. This is just a bad read by Marquise Williams. He's Trying to throw the slant to the outside, but he never accounts for the safety, who doesn't go anywhere. It looks like it's man-to-man off the snap. The safety stays in the passing lane. Marquise Williams threw it right into Jordan Diggs' stomach.
Watch Diggs step in, though, and look like he's going to take the slant and then expand out when he sees the ball. That's a heck of a play. It looked like he was taking Hollins on the slant, but then breaks back out by reading the quarterback's eyes. Good vision.
David Williams, direct snap. And he's only able to get a couple of yards as there was a big hit that time by Stewart and Schopper.
Aggressive play of North Carolina defensively now, flying up to the line of scrimmage. You know, one thing when I watched practice from North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, watching Gene Chizik, he's so positive with his guys. He's hands-on, he's very detail-oriented, but extremely glass half full.
They needed that.
Because their defense was one of the worst in ACC history a year.
Screen game overthrown to Switzer. High and far to the left.
And that happened because Marquise Williams was frustrated because the ref didn't let him go as fast as he wanted to do. He gets frustrated, he throws his hands in the air, and he starts pouting. And then they snap the ball to him, and he misses Switzer. Stay calm. Larry Fedora talked about it yesterday. When a good play happens, I want you to stay calm, stay relaxed. When a bad play happens, I want you to stay calm and relaxed. Stay consistent. You can't miss those kind of plays.
Good play happened moments ago, the 44-yard run by Hood. Will they get the glory end of it on this drive? Interception. Jordan Diggs comes up big. Missed opportunity again.
These defenses are trading right now, trading blows. This is just a bad read by Marquise Williams. He's trying to throw the slant to the outside, but he never accounts for the safety, who doesn't go anywhere. It looks like it's man-to-man off the snap. The safety stays in the passing lane. Marquise Williams threw it right into Jordan Diggs' stomach.
Watch Diggs step in, though, and look like he's going to take the slant and then expand out when he sees the ball. That's a heck of a play. It looked like he was taking Hollins on the slant, but then breaks back out by reading the quarterback's eyes. Good vision.
David Williams, direct snap. And he's only able to get a couple of yards as there was a big hit that time by Stewart and Schopper.
Aggressive play of North Carolina defensively now, flying up to the line of scrimmage. You know, one thing when I watched practice from North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, watching Gene Chizik, he's so positive with his guys. He's hands-on, he's very detail-oriented, but extremely glass half full.
They needed that.
Because their defense was one of the worst in ACC history a year ago. I really think his positive approach is going to have such an impact on his side of the ball this year.
And now it's Pharaoh Cooper lining up behind center to take the snap. He goes from Williams to Cooper. 2nd and 8. Cooper dropping back to pass. Why not?
That's why not.
Starting quarterback didn't complete the deep ones either.
No, that's true. We talked about it earlier, though. They have a full package for Cooper. And that one looked right there like he just wanted to throw a post. I mean,
that was triple coverage by the way.
yeah, he was just throwing it up.
He's still letting it go, though.
But listen, they run the counter, they run the power, they run passes with him to keep defenses off balance. But I think that will get him out of the quarterback spot.
So it's not,
pretty quickly.
yeah, Connor Mitch now back in that spot. 3rd and long, not where they want to be. You're anticipating this football going to number 11. Pharaoh Cooper lined up in the slot. Right down in here.
Here's Mitch. Wide open and complete to Terry Guger.
How about that design by Steve Spurrier? That time using Pharaoh Cooper almost as a decoy to open up a route coming in from behind him. Pharaoh Cooper ran the hitch route to try and suck up defenders to him, and that opened up a giant passing lane behind for Connor Mitch to throw into.
17-yard reception on 3rd and 8. Now on the ground as Williams looks for something. He makes his way to the 42.
South Carolina using a little tempo on that one. They've ran a lot of plays. Had a lot of success running the football. North Carolina, they're playing some more guys than they were a year ago up front, but they want to use those body blows too. Jesse, the way they've ran the football, I'd keep running.
Yeah, me
From
too.
South Carolina, I'd just keep pounding the football.
And they've been creative. And you can do it with Wilds and Williams and Cooper. You can do it with Mitch. There's a lot of different ways they've done it. Right now, going back to the Wildcat again with Cooper.
Cooper comes back to take the snap as Mitch comes to the near side. He's going to pass. He was looking for his quarterback. Now he has to make the most of it. Trying to outrun the defender, and he does, and gets the first down.
What a fantastic effort that time. And a good decision not to throw that football to Connor Mitch down the side.
And a great play by Des Lawrence. He's the corner into the boundary down there. He was coming up to make the tackle, and then he sees Connor Mitch running down the field, and he adjusts late. But then Cooper, I mean, that's what he does.
So he was limping coming off the field after that run. Yeah, you wonder if that's cramp or you wonder if that's knee. But I mean, he ran about 80 yards on that one play.
You play touch football in an elevator with him and lose.
So a first down at midfield. And Mitch loses a yard that time as Drennan was waiting on him.
So key if you're the Tar Heels defensively. If you're going to lose this game, lose because of Connor Mitch throwing. Do not, you got to take the run away and make Connor Mitch win or lose this game in his first start. It's huge to get those types of plays on first down and put him in these precarious situations that he won't feel comfortable in.
Look at the time he has on 2nd and 11. Back released and complete downfield again to Gujar.
How about that? Hadn't made too many great throws down the field. No Pharaoh Cooper at all. Does a great job buying time, getting outside the pocket, throwing a strike. Now Cooper's hurt.
Flag is down at the 43-yard line.
Receivers are dropping. Cooper came back in.
Hot and humid night.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against number 6 for taunting. 15 yards. First down.
They're going to march it back against the quarterback for taunting.
Wow. You know,
how many times do you see that?
You don't. And
first start under Spurrier and you get a taunting call?
And Connor Mitch is trying to plead his case to Spurrier and his quarterback coach, G.A. Magnus. You talk about, playing in your first start and, trying to control your own emotions, and you haven't had a ton of success, but you make one of your best plays of the game.
Jess, what's that going to look like Sunday and Monday in the quarterback room? What's that conversation going to be like?
It'll be very short. You're not going to say. You're not going to say. You might say, "I'm sorry," and then you move on.
So the first down was made, but now the ball is spotted back at the 44. Mitch scrambling and taken down. That was a good effort that time by Thomason and Hart.
North Carolina they haven't got a lot of pressure on him at all. But I like that by him too. I know he got lost a yard, but tuck it down. Don't make him throw into a bad place. You just got a 15-yard penalty. Live to fight another day. Otherwise, you won't be playing. Spurrier, pull the hook like he used to do with Jesse.
He's done with everybody.
Very often.
Tackle for loss leaves him at a 2nd and 12. Mitch escapes that and then sends it out.
You got to finish the play though if you're North Carolina. And I know a lot of people, look at Mikey Barton. You have an opportunity. That's one thing I saw on film last year as well. They only had 17 sacks. One of the reasons they had a lot of chances to bring guys down in the backfield, quarterbacks. They weren't able to finish plays. Even just a play like that, that's an opportunity. You're looking at a 7-8 yard loss. It changes field position. Force potentially South Carolina to have to punt arguably the most dangerous punt returner in the country. It's a missed opportunity. It's great to have 3rd and long, but it could have been worse if you're North Carolina.
3rd and 12 now. Mitch, good max protection here for him as he's looking it over. And he took just a little too long, like forever. DeJuan Drennan and Jesse Rogers.
Finish that one, Palmer.
Well, he's lucky he held on to that football.
Yes, he did.
He started palming the football on his left hand, but again, nothing's open downfield. It's a 2-man route. Just go get what you can get if you're Connor Mitch and trying to help out your punter. Again, this is not what you want. You never want number 3, Ryan Switzer, back returning punts. for North Carolina. This guy is a breath away from taking this to the house and setting the place on fire.
See if Sean Kelly offers it up to him. Flag comes in again.
Yep.
Ball start, offense, number 4.
I think you
5-yard
can
penalty,
officially
4th and-
put tonight into the sloppy box.
Yeah, and it's week 1. It's not shocking.
Right. This is what you see sometimes.
Yeah.
Sloppy box, huh?
Yeah. I've been going in the wrong direction here. This drive had promise to it, and then they hit reverse. Switzer lets it bounce. Carolina's got a chance to pin him, and they do. Field position battle won by the Gamecocks. Still 13-10 here in Charlotte. And North Carolina needs to get out of trouble, holding on to that 3-point lead. From their own 3-yard line, Hood breaks free again. Just what they needed. Elijah Hood, churning and burning. Local kid from Charlotte Catholic High.
Last year's offense of style didn't suit number 34 because it was all east-west. This guy's 220, built to go downhill. See, there's an opportunity to make a tackle by Sky Moore in the backfield, and just too much power. Leg drive by Hood.
Here's Hood trying to turn the corner, and helped by a decent block from Spain.
He can squat 605 pounds, guys. I mean, this is a guy that you want running in between the tackles. Originally was the 7th ranked running back coming out of high school, committed to Notre Dame, changed his mind to come back home in state. He can be a force in this offense.
Snap infraction.
Center.
Against the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You don't see that very often.
Elijah Hood now with his first career 100-yard game, and that 21-yard run. Now listen, he had a 44-yarder earlier, but that 21-yarder, you're pinned at your 3-yard line in a game that's tight and is choppy. That was huge.
I put him back in the game and run it up the middle some more. Last couple drives, he got himself in trouble when Marquise Williams is throwing the football and making mistakes. Running game's been actually working and picking up for him.
Williams quickly to Bug Howard. TJ Logan is in at running back.
South Carolina subbing all the defensive line, trying to get a pass for us. Bring back in Marquavius Lewis.
It's a name we haven't called probably enough to
only
the liking
once on the QB sneak. That
of
was
John
about it.
Hoke, the new defensive coordinator. 3rd and 3. They're going to pass. Williams. Finally, they find him, and it was Kelsey Griffin. He had a nice play earlier tonight and comes up big here as well.
First sack earlier in the night was all him with a quick swim move. This one right here, you got to give a lot of credit to the secondary for South Carolina. Nobody was open. Marquise Williams had nowhere to go with the football. Great job.
North Carolina, Corbin Daly on to punt. And Cooper calls for the fair catch just over the 35-yard line. Well, we want you on the lookout for the Taco Bell student sections. Passionate fans all season long. You can go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell and learn how to win a chance to join your school student section at the college football playoff. Check in with Kaylee. What's going on with the wide receiver front with the Gamecocks?
Well, Tess, as Connor Mitch looks for targets here, Deebo Samuels will not be an option. He's got a hamstring injury. He will not return to this game.
Redshirt freshman Deebo Samuel, who they were expecting to play a larger role in the offense. He is out of action. Keep it on the ground this time. With David Williams tackled by Jones.
So without Deebo Samuel on the field now, number 8, Shamir Jeffrey, is in his 5th year, younger brother of Alshon Jeffrey. comes in the game, and his 50 years, they're waiting for him. They've been waiting for him to really step up and make an impact, and now he's going to get a lot of playing time here in this fourth quarter, and he'll be counted on to make some plays.
He has 8 career catches.
Yeah.
Big Bro had 183.
Yeah. Big Bro's about to make a lot of money, too.
Oh, yeah. Of course, the lack of experience behind Cooper at the receiver position. They go with the tight end screen that time. A lot of traffic for Jarrell Adams as Donnie Miles tackled.
Worked early in the game. Remember, that was one of the best plays to get this offense jump-started. But North Carolina did a great job taking care of the short stuff, the quick screens and the wide plays. I mean, they're up in the face of the receivers right now. That's why you've seen South Carolina take some shots deep.
3rd and 3.
Looked like North Carolina was showing pressure. Connor Mitch looked to the sideline to potentially change the play. The cat and mouse.
Williams was untouched until he got to midfield. And then finally it was Collins who wrapped him up, but it's a first down for South Carolina.
And it was a good counter because North Carolina is going to bring the blitz from this side. So they run it away from the blitz where there's a defensive end dropping back into his zone coverage. It's a soft line and a soft edge. Nice job there using kind of the hurry up fake count, trying to get North Carolina to show their hand.
Set of downs now for Mitch. Sean Carson gets a carry, and Carson can go. Watch out! Sean Carson, a senior who averages 7.8 yards per carry. He just went for 48 and a score. And down there in Columbia at the Hickory Tavern, they're roaring. Fry makes it 17-13. How quickly things can change.
Lots of different ball carriers running the football for South Carolina, whether it's been Wilds, Williams, Farrell Cooper, Connor Mitch, now Sean Carson. We got the change of pace back in. South Carolina taking the lead.
Palmer, David Pollock, and Kaylee Hartung with you. South Carolina just took their first lead of the night on a 48-yard touchdown run from Sean Carson.
This last play was perfect. Watch South Carolina. Watch North Carolina. They catch him in a stunt right here. And you'll see that when they run the play. First of all, they got their speedster. Carson is probably their fastest back. Look at that play. The angles work out perfect. The safeties come up. Look at the blocking by number 17, Carlton Hurd, on the outside. They caught him in the perfect defense, and they got the ball to their speedster to make a big play.
Second time on that series they did. Remember that third down earlier? They got them to show their hand on that blitz and ran it away to keep the drive alive.
How does North Carolina answer? They go back to Elijah Hood, who's had a big game. Here's what happened, though. While everybody's celebrating the touchdown, Connor Mitch was brought in by the training staff to the locker room. So we will find out what's going on with the starting quarterback as Hood is stacked up by Cedric Cooper.
This is a very different looking South Carolina defense from a year ago. Energy, swarming to the football, assignment football in the second half, night and day. I think you got to give John Hope, the new defensive coordinator, a lot of credit. They're playing with a lot of energy against what was a record-setting offense at North Carolina a year ago.
3rd and 6. They're 3 for 9 on third down conversions. Williams with time. Incomplete. And Williams is down. He took a shot on his follow-through.
There's just good push and setting up a net by South Carolina's defensive line. No extra pressure, just 4 guys up front. It was finally Marquavius Lewis who broke through.
He elbowed him.
Yeah.
Got him with the elbow.
Lewis is the JUCO transfer who was on everybody's wish list. He's one of the very top JUCOs in the country. Now he's lining up for South Carolina. And the dangerous Pharaoh Cooper back deep for Corbin Daly's punt. Bad snap. Daly did get rid of it, and it's an ugly one. Uncle Mo is with the HBC. South Carolina's got some momentum now. Both quarterbacks have taken the yard punt, and Sean Carson's at it again. I wanted to show you what happened with Connor Mitch. This is 2 drives ago. He took a big hit, Jesse.
Huge hit from Drennan. Should have just run that football out of bounds. That was a massive shot. Still surprised he did not fumble that. That's what led to him going into the locker room.
So Perry Orth out there again. We saw him earlier tonight. And Carson remains the running back. They are deep at running back. And Carson, well blocked and good running from Sean Carson.
Great patience.
Kelly, what's going on with Connor Mitch?
Well, Joe, you guys saw the play. After that, trainers first started looking at his left hip, let him play another drive, and then took him back to the locker room.
Got another player down on the field right now. It's defensive tackle Tyler Powell, very slow to get up. You know, South Carolina, regardless of who's playing quarterback or who's playing running back or getting the carries, they're having success with that outside run play to the right side of the offensive line, pulling extra bodies and extra linemen. That's where they've had their most success in the last 2 drives.
You know what's coming your way Monday. We finally find out who's the starting quarterback for Ohio State. Urban knows. We got to know. College football primetime presented by Capital One, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Monday at 8 o'clock on ESPN. Of course, watch ESPN. Any screen you've got, starting now through Monday night, watch ESPN will deliver college football to you. You're in Urban shoes. Who are you giving the ball to? You go out there.
I think, again, can't make a wrong decision. Both sides can
Morse or Lambo? Which one are you going to grab?
I'm going to take Cardale. I'm going to take Cardale.
Why?
Because I think he has a skill set at 6'6", 250 that you simply can't coach. The ceiling's higher. And I think in this particular game, against that style of defense that's going to pressure you, I think Cardale Jones gives you the best chance to win on the road, in my opinion.
And I take JT Barrett in that game because I want a better distributor. And he also saw Bud Foster last year, got experience against that defense to be more ready for it.
They fake the reverse, and Carson lowers the shoulder after a gain of 2. Perry Orth in at quarterback, the former walk-on, in for Connor Mitch.
How big would it be for South Carolina to put up 7 right here? Starting quarterback out of the game, but your defense playing as well as they are. Make North Carolina pay that last punt.
17 yards.
They had an issue just fielding the punt, and they gave you a gift back in their own end. You can capitalize right now, bleed some clock. That is the best scenario for the Gamecocks.
Orth checks over on 2nd and 8. Clock counting down towards the 10-minute mark here in this 4th quarter. He's going to keep it. And Orth dives ahead. And it'll be a first down.
And it's tough. When the offense gets going and the running backs start having success, you watch the defensive end come off the edge right here. You think about the running back. That's all you're thinking about. And continue to run to the right. We talked about Shell being on the left side. They found something running to the right side. South Carolina keeps doing it over and over.
Let's see where they gave him this mark here, because now they're going to call for a measurement. But he went head first.
So he gets all the yardage.
first, just short.
I mean, by an inch.
He put his hand up to confuse you right there, Palmer. I thought he was putting it up to bring it forward.
Yeah, I got totally confused.
Well, we've seen North Carolina get stuffed on a QB sneak on their own 35 to start the half.
Judging by the way, though, I think South Carolina's offensive line, I think, is surging better right now. And again, I mean, you can sneak this, and if I was to do anything short yardage right here, I'd be looking behind number 71, our left tackle, big guy right over here.
So Gene Chizik thinking about this defensively.
In the shotgun.
Desperate need of a stop. Williams, that was a good push.
Stop.
And a nice effort from Clark. And you saw Rashad come in as well. Good work up front by that Tar Heels defense.
Now Brandon Wilds comes in. He's your biggest, most physical back for South Carolina. 6'2", 220 pounds. Steve Spurrier here using as much clock as possible.
Hey, under center.
4th and inches. Quarterback sneak. I don't think so, guys. That was Jeff Schottmer, the senior leader of this defense, who came in strong against Perry Orth. Gene Chizik waiting for this spot.
How impressive. What a surge.
Turnover on downs.
Wow. Front 7 from North Carolina. This is a defensive war in the second half.
Each team with a 4th and short stop. This time, Schottmer. Big time. Number 2 TCU will be taking on Minnesota on this doubleheader of opening night of college football. Glad you're with us here. Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, and Kaylee Hartung. After a 4th down stop by Gene Chizik's North Carolina defense. Now opportunity again for the Tar Heels. Trailing by 4. Showing pressure off the edge is South Carolina. Williams. Not much on the short side. Well, moments ago, Steve Spurrier, 4th and short. Stop. Didn't kick the short field goal with a very reliable, productive kicker to take a 7-point lead. Instead, this is what we're left with.
Yeah, easy to say now, but a bad decision. And I understand the offensive line had been surging very well here in the second half, but you got an opportunity to make it a 7-point game.
With your defense playing great.
Yeah, I think you have to do it.
Williams on 2nd and 12. From the 1-yard line, gets it complete to Howard, who fights for extra effort to try to get that line. Bug Howard's had a big, big night.
He's been the comfort zone for Marquise Williams on the outside of the field, particularly throwing to his left. Because of the tempo UNC plays at, the outside receivers don't flip-flop, so you know 84 is always going to be to the left side, and that's where Marquise Williams has had the most success tonight.
Pressure on 1st down, was able to get rid of it and complete. While he's being pulled by the jersey, gets it complete for a 1st down. Good job by Davis.
And that's you can't coach that. Now we talked about Marquise Williams. Watch Walton coming off the ends. He just steps up. That's a 235-pound man hanging on to him, and he still delivers the strike.
Now Logan spins free and picks up 8 yards.
It's good to see if you're the Tar Heels. This year, Marquise Williams cannot be your leading rusher. You got to be way more conventional running the football. And already tonight, we've seen these running backs having so much more success. Almost 200 rushing yards already for the Tar Heels, and a lot of that has come from the backs, and that's how it needs to be.
The defense had the 4th down stop. Now their offense is trying to take advantage. Good-looking drive so far. Just over 7 minutes to play. Trailing by 4.
False start, offense, 71. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They've been spreading them around up front. Caleb Peterson had one. Heck had one.
Remember, Heck also technically lined up in the backfield on that one play, they said. And so, again, sloppy play, a lot of just self-inflicted wounds pre-snap from a very inexperienced offense from South Carolina. And what's making Larry Fedora crazy, it's happening to his very experienced offense.
2nd and 7 now. Receivers 2 by 2 here as Williams will pass. Quick out, caught. Looks like he may be just short of that as Holland's body momentum took him out.
Short
It'll be
yardage.
3rd and very short.
Hasn't been good for either team lately, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Both teams have had turnover on downs.
Elijah Hood comes in the game for North Carolina.
And South Carolina is huge in the middle of their defensive line. They've got 3 defensive tackles that weigh more than 315 pounds.
There's 3rd and less than a yard. And Hood gets loose again. Look at Elijah Hood keeping his balance. What a talent this kid is.
And they talked about him in camp. They said he loves full pads. He wants full pads. He's the most physical guy on the team. Watch him keep his pads north and south. Look at him. Stay square, keep his feet moving, and running hard.
Williams now gonna take a shot. But it was beyond the reach of Ryan Switzer. But that 29-yard run by Elijah Hood. They are in prime position now.
And he just looks so much better when he's going downhill. He gets some steam running north-south. They've got a lot of different weapons and a lot of different guys, but I think 34 needs to be the feature guy all season long toting the rock in North Carolina.
Remember, Marquise Williams turned to us yesterday. We said, who's the most improved player on your team? Didn't even hesitate, Elijah Hood. 2nd and 10. Howard didn't put it away. Wasn't the cleanest, but he couldn't corral it.
Mr. Reliable all game long. Fans can't believe it. I'm sure Marquise Williams can't believe it. Bug Howard can't believe it. That was a good pocket to throw from. That was just easy. Now you got the 3rd and long situation. Marquavius Lewis, some of the best pass rushers from South Carolina, now back on the field in a mass substitution. Looking for that pass rush that they were missing so bad last year.
3rd and 10. Little bubble, Switzer. He's got room inside the 10. They ran the little guy on a bubble. They blocked in front, and he did it.
And South Carolina's packing everybody inside. You see it on in the replay. They got all the bodies right in here on the inside of the line of scrimmage. Look outside. It's 3-on-2. Simple math. They're going to take that every single time in North Carolina. South Carolina has to adjust on the outside.
Logan now taken down after a yard and a half. 14 yards on that screen on 3rd and 10. That was clutch.
How do you not get 34 in the game down here near the goal line, too?
Big body running hard downfield all night long. Elijah Hood.
They're now subbing in Romar Morris, number 21 at running back, who they like to throw the football to out of the backfield. He's kind of that tweener at that position, very versatile. The anticipating pass here if you're South Carolina.
2nd and goal. Williams gonna try to do it himself. Little help from his friends inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from about the 3.5.
So much to think about and worry about now for South Carolina defensively because there's so much you have to defend. You've got a big running back in Elijah Hood that can come in the game. You've got a running quarterback in Marquise Williams that had 13 touchdowns a year ago. You've got 3 wide receivers that are 6'4" or taller, so you got to potentially defend the jump ball. What do you do if you're John Hoke, defensive coordinator at South Carolina, in this critical down and distance?
And it's tough because I think it's 2-down territory. This late in the game, you're probably going to go for it regardless. So that's why I think you anticipate run here. Marquise was the short yardage back all last year. Now he's the quarterback.
Williams to pass. He can't get rid of it. Slammed down near the 10-yard line that time by Dante Sawyer. The 2 new kids on the block. Sawyer and Lewis getting after Williams.
This is
8. 3:40 to play in the game. Winshot Davis is the receiver all alone on the top.
Last time they hit Switzer down low in the same exact formation.
He's closest to him. Williams extends the play to the end zone, intercepted. 2 times tonight he's been intercepted in the end zone, and it's Sky Moore again. Sky Moore, sky high in Charlotte.
This South Carolina defense has made so many big plays in critical down and distances. Red zone, 4th down. This time they show blitz at the snap, drop out of it. They're able to flush Marquise Williams outside the pocket, and the Cardinals sin. As a quarterback, rolling to your right, throwing back across your body, and there's the ball hawk middle linebacker.
Sky Moore has been Marquise Williams' best red zone threat this game.
Unfortunately for Tar Heels fans.
But guys, and I don't like the decision to go for it on 4th down. You kick a field goal, it's a gimme field goal. Your defense is playing lights out. You've got 2 timeouts in your back pocket. You can get the football back. Your field goal kicker's been playing great. He's hit 2 long field goals in this game. I just didn't like the decision by Larry Fedora. Easy to say now, but 4th and goal from the 8, that's not easy to convert.
Going to be a timeout used here, as South Carolina was very confused with the personnel they wanted on the field after the interception. It was a 4th and goal from the 8-yard line, and that costly decision by Williams 2 times. By Sky Moore here in this game.
No, he's
the
been
interception.
yeah, I mean, and you got to give the defense for South Carolina credit, because they're the ones making the plays in those situations. But kick a field goal, make it a 1-point game. Defense is playing well. Count on them getting it back. Now you've got 2 timeouts in your back pocket with a field goal kicker that's been hot. You need a field goal to win and walk out of here. I don't love it.
I'm all for crediting players, but that's horrible by Marquise Williams. I mean, you have to throw it to your guy so he can try to make a play. It's 4th down, so it's got to get near your receiver so he at least has a chance. I don't care if you throw a pick, but you can't throw a pick right to a defensive guy and not even give your offensive guy a chance to make a play.
Now they run Farrell Cooper on a lead there. As you can see, the disappointment in the face of Marquise Williams. Remember, he's from right here in Charlotte. Was a star at Mallard Creek High. This meant a lot to him. Those 3 interceptions, costly one remaining timeout, as that clock is counting down now under 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. So we got to think about managing the timeout. The downs here with South Carolina looking to put this thing away. As Wiles surges ahead to the 36-yard line.
Another reminder is ball security for these running backs. 2 hands on the football. Don't try and fight and stretch for that extra yard if you don't need to. North Carolina will use their last timeout
here.
You got to think at this time now, you know, 1 more 1st down by South Carolina, and we'll just get the victory formation ready.
It's hard to imagine that guy right there, Elijah Hood. I think he had 12 carries tonight.
12 for 138, Davey.
So why does he have 12 carries? Man, the North Carolina fans probably like to see a few more of those, especially in that red zone area where they threw a couple interceptions tonight.
Now keep in mind how much, we've been talking about it all week long and leading up to tonight, how much talent is on this North Carolina offense. You get the receiving core and you see what Hood's capable of. Now Williams is throwing the turnovers, but South Carolina's shut them out here in the 2nd half, and now their offense can try to seal it. Connor Mitch back in. Remember, the left hip was a concern earlier in this 2nd half. Another handoff to Brandon Wiles, and Wiles will be close to that line to make as a roar comes from the Gamecocks fans who made the shorter drive here to Charlotte.
And this is such a big game for South Carolina because they don't have any easy opponents early this year. For a young, inexperienced offense and a new system on defense, to score a bunch of points, have success, and build confidence. You're going to go play Kentucky at home next week, who beat you last year. Then you go at number 9 Georgia. Good UCF team comes to town. 2-time defending SEC East champ on the road in Missouri, and then you get LSU. So, if South Carolina walks out of here with a win, that is huge for their conference, which they need badly to start this season.
Wiles was marked short, so this is 3rd and 1, and then he takes care of it, picking up the 1st down on that run. Big weekend of college football that is topped off Monday night and then capped by SVP, who's taken his talents to midnight. So after Ohio State, Virginia Tech, you're going to see a whole new look of SportsCenter. It is Scott Van Pelt's SportsCenter show. Little SVP SC. It's going to be weeknights at midnight on ESPN. Scott makes the debut of that show after Ohio State, Virginia Tech. Scotty, we wish you the best with that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see SVP take the reins of SportsCenter for his hour at midnight. How about Sky Moore? I mean, this is a guy who's been a tackling machine the last couple years, top 10 in the SEC. But it was the hands tonight.
Yeah.
2 interceptions in the end zone.
Guys, what about just the defense in general for South Carolina? Both these teams really, but you shut out North Carolina the entire second half, and you had 4 sacks, by the way. We saw a pass rush again. Give John Hoke, their new defensive coordinator, a lot of credit.
14 all last season for this defense. Opening game against A&M, everybody saw how much they struggled, but you're right. And this isn't a bad offense. This is a really good offense. This offense is going to average well over 30 points a game, and they forced Marquise Williams into some tough plays and made him make a couple mistakes and took advantage of it. Don't be stupid and get suspended for a game by doing something at the end of the game.
Coaches are going to make sure that this thing ends peacefully. By the way, Steve Spurrier now 6-0 against North Carolina. And for South Carolina, their 20th win in their last 21 non-conference games. Sky Moore, 2 interceptions in the end zone. South Carolina 17-13. It was a great night here in Charlotte, but it's only the beginning. We got TCU in action, and they're Heisman hopeful against Minnesota.